Well, it was on Friday that the St. Martin Medical Center, through a press release, which was published in the local newspapers, announced that of January the 1st, they are going to increase the prices. In the newspapers, it was not mentioned what will be the increase. But while doing our inquiries today, we found out that for the 1st of January, the St. Martin Medical Center is going to increase the prices, the tariffs, with 41.8%. Who has to be paying for this increase? So we are very concerned, just as Minister Lee was last year when he said that for allowing the St. Martin Medical Center to get a price hike, the consequences for SZV and also for the consumers have to be studied first. So we are wondering if Minister Lee is aware that for the 1st of January, the St. Martin Medical Center is going to increase the prices. It is Minister Lee that gave them the go-ahead to come up with this price increase. Then we want to know from Minister Lee what is the consequences for the consumers in St. Martin. Because at the end of the day, it's we pay either by increasing the premiums or when we are not covered by an insurance, we have to pay the full amount when we come to the St. Martin Medical Center. And you all know that 75% of the households in St. Martin is already in poverty. Increasing premiums is something that is affecting them more than the ones that have it. So if we want St. Martin to be strong, we cannot treat the people like this because the people need support, need to be helped. And so we have to look in this whole issue of price jacking up. Prices jacking up in St. Martin. It's not only the medical center. All these employers and all these stores that have been increasing the prices, even now constructing companies and all of that, no price control, no way of defense for the consumers. And that's why we as St. Martin Consumers Coalition, which consists of the St. Martin Seniors and Pensioners Association, the Windward Island Chamber of Labor Unions, and also the SUNFED, the Non-Governmental Organizations Federation, we want to address these issues and protect the rights of the consumers and protect the wallet of our poor people.
Now you said in January that they're going to implement this thing. The ministers currently is offline at this particular point. How are you going to get this problem solved while he's offline?
Well, we think that there is a replacement for this minister. And so before the 1st of January, one thing must be clear. Is there a ministerial decree that gives the St. Martin Medical Center these tariffs, yes or no? That's the only answer that we have to get for us to know what will be the next step, the consequences for the consumers.
Well, it's never fair for the smaller, the most vulnerable in the society. Second, impact study, was it done? And we know for sure that the consequences will be to the SZV, whereby our consumers, the clients, will be affected. You understand? But once more, we are asking also, when we are talking about a price increase, we look also beyond that, which is the quality of service. What are we getting? Any guarantee? Should there be any? But where's the dialogue where the client, those who are paying for the services, so third parties can be paid, such as the medical centers and doctors and pharmacies can be paid, who consult and respect the consumer, you understand? Because they are holding the short end of the stick. Okay, so we are very much concerned because we can see the rampage that is taking place at this time where prices are increases, in the construction field, prices are increasing in the supermarkets, okay, and there's absolutely no control or any mechanism being put to mitigate the situation. So once more, we are voicing it, and it's so timely done, especially during the Christmas season when most people are so busy, with trying during these festive days and not concentrating too much on the media. But we are taking it upon ourselves to bring this to the forefront to the media and see to it that some answers be given, especially to the clients, to the consumers, if this is going to take place, and then give us this information here, and we need to know who's going to pay for what. You understand? Because we believe it is an injustice. We're not saying a discussion cannot happen. If it's merited, then let us do it and then have this shared among all in this society, not only those that fall at the lower end of the chain, the food chain.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within one calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more, however you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right, get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah, right. Accumulate $25 or more within one calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NV.
First, I'm very, very pleased to say that the Christmas holidays passed, as far as safety and security are concerned, pretty safe, where there were no major mishaps, no incidents other than the ordinary. Unfortunately, there was a fire in which a family lost their home. My sentiments goes out to that family. While we had different activities and different ships in town, everything went smooth. There were no incidents reported by the police, and I'm glad for that, because it shows that we, as far as law and order is concerned, we are back up and running, at least on the right track to do so. Part of the recovery, one of the important things is to get our economy back up. And it was a good feeling to have the ships back in town. On Christmas Day, we had 2 ships in. The Marella Celebration that had 1,300 passengers and 500 crew. And also the Independence of the Seas with 4,300 passengers and 1,300 crew. For Boxing Day, we had 3 ships in. The Grandeur of the Seas with 2,400 passengers and 760 crew. Jewel of the Seas with 2,500 passengers and 840 crew. Azamara Quest with 680 passengers and 400 crew. And I mention this specifically because I know it has been a big concern for everyone, and also the business community and the merchants, that we are safe, and when welcoming our visitors back, that we should be able to provide them with the necessary security. And this Christmas season or holidays, the 2 days that pass, and the long weekend, we proved that we did just that. Today we are expecting also the ship Freedom of the Seas with 3,600 passengers and 1,300 crew. And on All Year's, December the 31st, the Adventure of the Seas with 3,000 passengers and 1,100 crew. Also, part of reviving the economy is we have the situation with the budget. and as was noted and reported in the papers today, with the advice of the CFT. Our Minister of Finance, the Honorable Minister Gibson, is presently in Parliament giving an update on the financial situation. And it is clear that we will be needing financial injection to be able to survive the budget cycle. In Parliament, we have submitted the amendment to the budget. The first amendment was submitted to Parliament, but was never handled by Parliament, or not as yet handled by Parliament. And in order to have the situation corrected to reflect the real financial situation, new amendment has been submitted, and that is what is going to be discussed in Parliament. In good faith that Parliament would realize the seriousness of this matter and would pass the proposed amendment. The situation with the budget, as will be explained by Minister Gibson, is where for 2017 we see a tremendous shortfall, close to some 153 million guilders. And budgetary assistance was committed by the Netherlands. It is still not yet known if this budgetary assistance would be a grant or a loan, but we expect to get that budgetary assistance. Things does not look much better for 2018, as there too we expect a large shortfall with our budget. I do agree with the CFT that we should not stop doing what we are doing and should continue the process of getting budget discipline and making sure that we have our budgets, etc., submitted in time. I think it would be totally unrealistic, however, to expect that we will be able to submit a balanced budget after the consequences of the hurricane. If we look at 2017, just for an example, we would have on the side of the costs where we would have 510 million, and as income we only projected 360 million because of the effects of the hurricane. So believing that we will be able to submit a balanced budget is not really realistic. The advice of the CFT for our instruction to be issued is basically saying it's a bureaucratic. The law that governs the CFT says that if this and this doesn't happen, then that should take place. I hope, and that is the advice. I do not see this as a hostile act towards St. Martin. I see it as a following to the T the procedures, the bureaucratic process. I hope to contact the State Secretary on this matter. I think it can be resolved without a budget or instruction being issued. What definitely needs to be done is that we continue the budget cycle and making sure that we take this very seriously, because it is not a rosy situation that we have right now. While scanning through the newspaper this morning, I saw something that normally I do not react on a lot of stuff that I see in the newspapers, but let me see if I can find it. But in the editorial of the Herald today, that was the topic, the budget and the advice of the CFT. And there was a part where, and let me read it, in this sense, it's a bit puzzling that the Council of Ministers called its weekly Wednesday press briefing for 10 a.m. the same time the Central Committee meeting is scheduled. And I'm kind of almost fell off my chair. I'm amazed. Since January, since December, when this government took office, the press briefings have been every Wednesday at 10 a.m., from 10 to 11. The impression when you read that would be that Parliament called a meeting at 10 o'clock and the government ran and decided to call a press briefing for the same time. And this is disappointing because, we tend to point out to government about integrity breaches, et cetera, but also saying things for which we know better and creating the wrong impression out there are also, in my opinion, integrity breaches. And I know the Herald to be an honorable newspaper, but this is very disappointing, and it requires me to clarify the matter. The press briefing of the government has always been, from day one, on Wednesdays from 10 to 11. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, there's an agreement with Parliament that Parliament would, as much as possible, avoid calling their meetings on Wednesday 10 to avoid, as far as the DCOM transmissions are concerned.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
And grab make sure store is the police truck. I can't see face. Who pays? Petty? Yeah. Petty but the white face so you can see you. Season greetings to our family.
Christmas time is once here again. Time for fun and celebrating. Celebrating how it should be. Everybody in unity. Let your worries stay behind. Come on, let's have a good time. Because Christmas morning we celebrating. Happy district man we celebrating. Having the dreams of the property. This morning, the music's sweet, the moving the feet. Christmas morning, tell mama that she got it good. Christmas morning, put my arm right up and my body good. Christmas morning, ba-da, 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 ba-da. Guess what they're family? Christmas morning we celebrate. Happy birthday, happy It's a special time of the year to show others how you really care. People spending lots of money buying gifts for their family. When the church bells start to ring, blow, and the choir start to sing.
So we're here with the Minister of Education and also Culture and Youth. How it went today, this evening with the parade?
Well, today was tremendous. I mean, the marketing for it in terms of letting the people know was literally over the past 3 days. It's only since Wednesday we really were announcing it. The administration, you know, our workers only had 2 weeks to pull it together, and they did an excellent job. They were able to get the participants that made it meaningful. We had UMA's new generation starters band. We had youth, we had the older drum band as well. We had majorettes from the French side. I mean, that was really nice to see. Everybody loved that. We had the Dance Dimensions had their dancers out. The Art Heels group was out from NIA. And of course, we had a little group as well where we're wearing the St. Martin Strong shirts with the Christmas remix. And we were giving out candy, hats, and t-shirts until they ran out, and the public was very receptive. I really felt the Christmas spirit out there in the streets this evening.
I could see that the children really enjoyed themselves. Like right now we're here in the festival village, they're running all over the place. And you got a good turnout that came out to look at the parade.
Right. Definitely something to build on. It's something I really wanted to do in a much bigger way. But because of finances and everything else with how government fell, we didn't really try to, you know, create any new expenses that were out of the way. So we were able to do this on a shoestring budget with the hard work of the Ministry Division of Education Innovations. This project was headed by Janelle Presentajon James. And she, together with all of the other workers in culture and in DAI, really made a big impact here. Impressed me. They said, "Minister, we need more time." But I said, look what you were able to do with little time. So I'm very proud of them. I thank them, and I wish the general public of St. Martin a very Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year.